What's up? What's up, folk? This ain't gonna be too long. So yesterday I saw where Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson were going at it once again on Twitter, but this time going at it much heavier than usual. Shakur was saying, "What's up? Like, let's fight." To my surprise, because Shakur ain't really been calling Tank out much, but Shakur was more. During the trade off they was having, Shakur was more focused on fighting. Tank was more kind of like looked like he was trying to brush off Shakur Stevenson, man. But surprisingly, one of Tank's tweets, Tank was like, "Listen, I got 6 or 7 fights left, man. You in the plans, little buddy." Something like that, he said. Meaning, Frank Martin is one of the 7 fights, so he got 6 more after Frank Martin before he retires. This is according to Gervonta Davis. So he told Shakur he's one of those 6. So Shakur was like, "Bet, say no more." So you remember in the past when you saw Tank, he was interviewed with Brian Custer, and that was right before Dad fought the Camp Bosses. I think it was before the rematch, I think it was. They asked Tank, "Who are some of them opponents you got on your list?" He was like, Shakur, Loma, and Devin. All right, so right here, let's try to figure out who these 6 other opponents are, because clearly we know it's one of them are Frank Martin that he's supposed to be fighting in June. So we can put Frank Martin on the list. Then we got 6 more. Now, before I get into the other 6, trying to figure out who the other 6 opponents are going to be. Now, if he got 6 more opponents, man, he's fighting in June. We should see taking the ring with somebody else before this year is out then, right? And then next year, he should be fighting maybe 3 times a year, twice. So if he fights 2 times this year, that'll make 4 more fights. I mean, he got 5 more fights left, right? Then he fights 3 times next year. That'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then in 2026, he should be wrapping up his career. 2 fights. He's saying he don't got too much longer. I don't know what kind of deal he got with these dudes, but see, I'm pretty much thinking, bro, he fucking with them PBC cats, man. They probably gave him a bum deal where them 7 fights is probably going to be like 8 years or some crazy shit like that. That's crazy, man, if they locked him into some shit like that. Because PBC ain't been putting on, like, a lot of they dudes ain't really been fighting, man. They ain't really been, like, active. So looking from a positive standpoint, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Tank will be fighting maybe 3 more years. This year, 2025, 2026. All right, so Frank Martin's one of those opponents. Who do you guys think is his other 6? So let me figure out who these could possibly be. All right. Now, some of them are going to be some dudes that we thought that he would never fight, and it still remains to be seen. But we're going to put them on the list anyway. And y'all know who I'm talking about: Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, because he himself said that. So we're gonna put them on that remaining 6 list. And then he said Vasil Lomachenko. So we're gonna put Loma on that list. So that's 3. So we talking 3 more, y'all. All right, so 3 more fights. Maybe Teofimo Lopez could be one. That's 4. Maybe a light touch in between all of that. Maybe you throw a light touch up in there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe a Rayo, or he fights somebody like that, like a Rayo Valenzuela, or somebody like that, man. But the dude is going to probably... And another question is, for the remainder of these 6 fights, will all these fights be at 135? Will Tank Davis decide to just man up and step up and go up to 140 pounds and fight some of them dudes up there? All right, so like I said, we got I believe Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Vasyl Lomachenko, possibly a light touch. I'm not sure who that light touch would be. And then we still got 2 more fights. Now, who will those 2 fights be? Now, will it be 2 light touches in between this last 6? I don't know. But look, it's not really that many people at 135 left, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume Tank gonna just say fuck it. Let me get some of these 140 dudes up out of here, or let me push myself before I bow out of this sport and take on 2 dudes at 140. The Devin fight, that's probably gonna be at 142. And I assume if Tank and them don't try to be on some bitch ass shit and try to drain them down to 135, which ain't gonna happen. That fight probably will never happen. If they too scared to fight him at 140, then that fight probably never gonna happen. But we gotta throw it in there anyway. So we had Devin Haney, Vasyl Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, a light touch, and 2 more fights. Could we be looking at a Sabrio Matias fight? Gary Antoine Russell. Yeah, I would like to see him and Gary Antoine fight. That'd be a good one. Well, I don't know. I'm not too sure about who the other 2 fights will be, man. That's why I need y'all help. Who y'all think? I don't think it's gonna be an Eastside Cruz rematch or anything like that. So, interesting. So we'll see how this all goes. All right. So, Frank Martin's up next. Who's after Frank Martin? So I'm assuming Tank will be fighting the end of this year, maybe September, October time, or November. Who will he be fighting around that time? If the way I think it should go, if he beat Frank 135, I want Shakur Stevenson to be next then. I mean, come on, they 2 champions. Shakur got the WBC, Tank got the WBA. Why not? I want to see a unification, man. I want to see Tank get something, man. Do something. So I'm gonna lean towards Shakur Stevenson being the second fight after Frank Martin out of the 7. I don't know what y'all think. Who you think is gonna be remaining 6 fighters, according to Tank Davis, that he will be fighting before he retires from the sport? This is Rebel Like Boxing, man. I know what it is. Drop your comments and talk to me. I'll catch y'all later on the next one.